moving the hands up and down, let's go side to side. So little finger side, thumb side. Little finger, thumb. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice if you're using your jaw, your shoulders, you're holding your breath. Because this is kind of a weird movement, right? How often do you do this? Not very often, right? No, never. So we do have a little bit of movement that way. Okay. All right. And then we'll just relax that, kind of shake out your hands a little bit. Good. Let's do a little work for the elbows. So bring your arms down by your sides and tuck your elbows in really tight, like right into your waist. And then we're going to come up and tap the shoulders and come down. Now really squeeze those upper arm muscles to keep the elbows in tight to your waist. Good. Pull your belly in a little bit. Notice if that changes things. Relax your jaw. Deepen your breathing. Okay, next time you tap your shoulders, we're going to hold here. And now lift your elbows out to the sides. So look out there, make sure your upper arms are parallel to the floor, right? And now if you can hold your upper arms parallel to the floor without lifting your shoulders way up here by your ears, we're going to extend the arms and we're going to bend and tap and breathe, right? So nice and slow, gentle breath, gentle movement. Next time your hands are on your shoulders, we're going to pause here for a moment and then make little fists, like you're holding on to weights. So we got, let's say, 5-pound weights, one in each hand, right? So now with 5-pound weights, go really slowly. Keep these muscles really, really strong as you come out. And now you're bending the elbows and you're getting those 5-pound weights in. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Slow and steady. This looks way too easy. Let's imagine 10-pound weights in each hand. Make you breathe a little bit more. So you got to go a little more slowly. You got to really tighten those muscles in the upper arms. Couple more. We'll be breaking a sweat in a minute here. Good. Great. Next time you have your hands near your shoulders, hold here, release those little fists, and then we're going to press up overhead. Imagine you're lifting the ceiling, so press up as high as you can. And then we're going to come all the way down, bring the elbows behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then go up. So let's breathe. Breathing in and out. Again, whatever works best for you is the best way for you to breathe, right? So as long as the breath is smooth and round, I often talk about the breath being round, meaning there's no flat spot between your inhale and your exhale, right? You just go from inhalation to exhalation, from exhalation to inhalation. There is a natural slight pause there, but nothing exaggerated. If I'm really efforting to do something, I'm going to take a breath in and I'm going to hold that breath, and then I'm going to push my breath out really quickly. And that's okay when we're doing something that requires a little bit of extra strength, but not as a normal part of our breathing, right? We set ourselves up for some problems. Next time your elbows are down and your shoulder blades are together, we're going to hold here. Squeeze those elbows together, or the shoulder blades rather, a little bit more. And now we're going to go forward and back. So push forward. Let your shoulder blades come off your back like you're rounding through your back. So give yourself a big stretch, kind of like a cat would stretch, right? And then we're going to pull back, squeezing shoulder blades together. So forward and back. And you can tuck your chin if you'd like when you come forward. So some people like to do a little rounding in the upper back and then come forward. If you'd rather not do that, just do the shoulders. That's okay. Good. I'm hearing a little noise out there. That's good. Great. Couple more. Excellent. And one more. Great. Now we're going to keep the hands up on the shoulders and we're going to kayak the arms, right? So just moving around. And twist your body a little bit as you do this. So get the elbows forward and back, twisting to the right and twisting to the left. So always want to get that spine moving. Yogis say that the spine is the fountain of youth, which if you think about it is a pretty interesting way to look at it, right? If the spine is healthy, then all the blood vessels, the nerves, everything that comes down the center of that spine is going to work well. And so switch direction at some point. So we're backing up the kayak. Have you ever tried that? Anybody ever tried backing up a kayak? It's not easy. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, and then we're going to let the arms come all the way down. Let your hands rest on your lap. Take a breath in, let it out with a sigh. And just check in, make sure your arms are still attached to your shoulders, even though they feel like they're going to fall off. All right, open your eyes, and we're going to switch gears and go right to the feet. So extend your right leg, have your heel on the floor, and squeeze and extend your toes. So for those who can't see what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing with my toes. If you're barefoot, have a look at the toes. Notice when you can see some space, if you can see some space between your toes. If you're in shoes, that's okay. Just do the best you can with the limits of your shoes or your socks or whatever you're wearing. And then let's point and flex the foot. Now, as you're doing this, notice your posture. Have you kind of gone down there with the foot a little bit? Maybe have your hands right on the chair if that helps to just kind of give you that cue about where your body should be in space. And then start to circle at the ankle. And breathing in and breathing out again, more than just the minimum. And reverse direction of your circles. Good. And then heel down to the floor. Now, if you don't have your hands alongside your hips, I'm going to invite you to do that now. Make sure you're up nice and close to the front edge of your chair. Pull your belly in a little bit, and we're going to bend and extend this knee. So nice and slow. If this is giving you some trouble, if you've got like something going on in the hip or something going on in the leg, you can tap your heel and then tap your toes. Or you can even slide your foot, right? If you feel like you want to get a little stronger here in these quadriceps muscles, that's your thigh muscles, you're going to keep the foot lifted. Breathing in, breathing out. Now your knee might be making a little noise. There's a lot of little crinkling and crackling that goes on. We had some good words last week, and I can't remember what they were. Crunching. Yep. Did somebody say twinkling, or did I make that up? I think somebody said twinkling. Good. Couple more. All right, and the next time that you have your leg extended, I'm going to ask you to hold it here. Lower it down, let your heel rest on the floor. Now bring your toes as close to your shin as you can. So you're kind of pressing out through your heel and lifting your toes back. Take both hands to your left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. And now we're going to come forward like you can bring your belly button, your navel, right down onto your thigh. Right? So don't drop your chin down to your chest. We're bringing the navel toward the thigh. So your back stays nice and flat, and we're going to come forward and back several times. Now, hopefully you're feeling a pretty good stretch in the back of that right leg. Everybody with me? Okay, good. So the back of the leg gets very tight from sitting a lot, especially if you cross your legs when you sit. How many leg crossers out there? Everybody. Yeah, because that's more comfortable. Okay, so the next time you come forward, you're going to hold here. Okay, so you've got your hands on your left thigh, which means you can support yourself with your hands and your arms. And again, one of the reasons I like doing the movement like this is because by holding here, I'm building some strength in my upper body. So you kind of get a double when you're here. You're stretching the back of that leg. You're getting a little bit of a workout for your shoulders and your arms, and we all could use some upper body strengthening. Now, if you can, take your right hand, slide it down your right leg. Maybe you can get to your knee. Maybe you can get down to your shin. Reach for your toes. Right? So see if you can reach down there and grab the big toe. It's just a direction, right? We may never get there, and that's okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Couple more. Okay, and then take that right hand, bring it back to your left thigh. And now to strengthen the shoulders and the arms, what I'm going to have you do is push into your hands like you're doing a push-up. Great. Okay, so the leg is still extended, yeah? All right, we're just going to lift and lower that heel. Breathe in, breathe out. You can take your hands to the sides of your hips. That helps just give you that cue about where your body's supposed to be, because this is way easier to do when my body is kind of in that position. This is harder, but it's better for me. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, and just one more really tough one, you guys. Next time you lift, I'm going to have you rotate your leg in and out. Whew. If this is too much, if your leg has had it, put your heel on the floor and rotate in and out that way. Oh, we got a tough crowd this morning. Everybody's going for it, right? Two more. Two more to the right, two more to the left. How's that? You can do it, right? All right. And then you can lower that down. Whew, bend that leg. Give it a bit of a massage. Wherever it's screaming, I mean calling to you. All right, let's let that left leg have a little bit of fun now too. So extend your left leg, heel on the floor, and we'll start with the toes. Squeezing and extending. It's good to get some movement in the toes because the toes actually set the stage. The feet set the stage for how the rest of the body is able to move through the world. So if your feet are kind of gnarly and crunched because they've been in shoes all the time and you don't do kind of exercise, you're not going to have the contact between your feet and the ground. That's going to affect your balance. It's going to affect the way your hips and your knees and even your shoulders have to move in order to keep you upright so that you don't fall over. And then we're going to point and flex the foot. So anytime you can do this kind of exercise is really helpful. So how many of you sit in a recliner at night when you're watching TV? This is a great recliner movement to do, right? You could just have the recliner down a little bit and do a little bit of this, watching your favorite shows. So again, always multitasking, right? Always kind of getting the best of all worlds. And then we'll start to circle at the ankle. Again, breathing in, breathing out, making sure that breath is smooth and easy, not holding, no flat spots, reverse direction. Yeah. Good. All right, and then we'll bring that heel down to the floor, and then hands come alongside the body. We're going to bend and extend. So notice if this knee works differently than the other one. Maybe you have range on this side, or maybe you had more range on the other side. If you've got aftermarket hardware in there, chances are you're going to be a little more limited because the original hardware is really the best. Couple more. You guys are doing great. Okay, next time you extend, we're going to hold and then slowly lower that heel to the floor. Keep your toes reaching toward your shin. So you're pressing out through the heel, you're lifting the toes back toward the shin. Take both hands now to your right thigh and lengthen your spine. And then we're going to come forward and back like you're trying to bring your belly button right down onto your thigh and then all the way back. Again, if you want a little work for your upper body, when you're going to come up, push into your hands. Use those muscles in your arms. Use those muscles in your shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Back stays nice and flat. And next time you come forward, we're going to hold here and breathe. So get longer in your spine, right? So even though you're at this diagonal pitch, you can still be nice and long in your spine. And take your left hand now and bring it, if you can, bring your left hand over to your left leg, maybe to your knee, maybe down to your shin, maybe your ankle. Maybe you can reach down there and grab that big toe. Maybe you could on the other side and not on this side. Breathing in, breathing out. Pulling your belly in a little bit. That's going to help provide some support for your back. Keeping a little bit of pressure on that right hand as it's on your leg. That's supporting your back as well. Beautiful. And then let's take that left hand. We're going to bring it on top of the right hand. Now, once again, to build some strength in the upper body, the muscles in the shoulders and the arms, push into your hands like you're doing a push-up. Push yourself all the way up. Excellent. Take your hands to your sides, and we're going to lift and lower the heel. So remember, shoulders over the hips, belly is pulled in a little bit, breath is smooth and steady, nice and round. Good job, you guys. We're working hard this morning. And next time you lift, hold here, and we're going to rotate the whole leg in and out. Ooh, boy. Ooh, listen to that, huh? Something going on out there. All right, how about 2 more each way? So 2 more to the left, 2 more to the right. And then you can lower that leg down. Whew. Give that leg a little bit of a massage. Figure out where would be the best. Maybe it's the lower leg, maybe it's the upper leg. We just don't know. All right. Okay, so we're going to work a little bit now more with the hips. So we worked with the toes, the ankles, the knees, and now for the hips. This is another place where we get tight. So if we think about the position that we put our bodies in most of the time, our bodies tend to adapt to whatever position we're in. So if I sit a lot, my muscles and my tissue is going to be more comfortable in this seated position. So when I go to stand up, I'm not going to be able to straighten up right away because everything has to kind of adjust. So the hip area is kind of where, it's where the tension that we're holding in the lower part of the body kind of meshes with the tension that we're holding in the upper part of the body. So a lot of people will get pain or discomfort across their low back. People will get pain or discomfort here in the sides of the hips. So getting a little motion in the hips, that'll do it. So I'm going to have you scoot over to the right side of your chair. And hold on with your left hand, just so you don't go falling off onto the floor. And now we're just going to imagine there's just this little, like, 6-inch rise on the, what side is that? That's the right side. Yeah. So on the right side, we're going to imagine this little thing here. We're going to just lift up the leg, go over that little thing, whatever it is, and then put the foot down. And then come up and over and back. Oh, I heard that. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, so nice and slow. And it's sort of like a discrete movement, right? So you want to lift, come up, go over, and then down. And notice if you're using the rest of your body to do that, right? In other words, are you leaning? Are you doing it with your jaw? Are you holding your breath? Are you doing it with this left hand, right? Is it like got a death grip on the chair? Okay, 97. And the next time you come out to the side, whenever that is, we're going to stay there. And now keep your body facing forward, and then use your heel and your toes and walk that foot back, and then walk it forward. So we're getting a little bit of movement here. Now I need to scoot over a little farther on the chair because I'm getting stuck when I come forward. So you can make an adjustment there. Squeaky, squeaky. Next time you get your foot out to the side, stay here. Okay, now notice, look at your knee. Is your knee kind of forward? In other words, is the knee kind of collapsing toward me? I'm going to ask you to engage the muscles here in the outside of your hip. So right out here in the outside of your hip. And you're going to pull that knee toward the wall in the back of the room. And then let it come forward and relax. And pull that knee toward the back of the room. And then relax. Now if it's too easy, if when you pull back it's a little too easy, you're going to walk your foot back a little bit more. So it should be just a bit of a challenge. Never any pain. Never catching your breath, right? You want to be able to breathe in and out easily, but it should be just a bit of a challenge. Good. Next time you pull the knee back, stay there and breathe. And notice, are you turning your body in that direction? Can you turn your body to the left? So see if you can turn to the left, and you'll notice your knee is going to come forward. So see when I do this, I turn to the left, see how my knee likes to trail? Don't let that knee trail with you, right? So pull the knee back really strongly, engage those muscles in the outside of the hip, and then turn your body to the left. And notice how difficult it gets to breathe when you do this, right? Breathing in, breathing out. Good, and then relax your body. Great. And we're going to take that foot and we're going to bring it all the way back around. We're going to scoot right over to the left side. So keep going all the way over there to the left side. Now, right hand on the right side of the chair, a little bit of a wall here on the left, maybe 6 inches or so. We're going to lift that left leg up, over, and down. And we're going to keep going. So as you're doing this, check in with your body. So are you leaning to get the leg up or over? Are you using your back? Can you engage your belly muscles a little bit? That's going to get your back out of this equation. We don't want to use the back to lift the leg. The back does enough work already, you guys. We don't need to make it do even more. And the slower you go, the more control you have with this, the more benefit this is going to be for your hip and your leg. Okay. So the next time that you have your foot out to the side, we're going to stay there. I know I got to move over a little bit already, I can tell. And we're going to walk the foot back using the heel and the toes, and then walk the foot forward. So keep going forward and back. And what we're doing is just kind of opening up that hip joint a little bit, giving it a little bit of a test. Where is my range of movement? It's always an inquiry first. At least my foot is clean because it's squeaking on the floor. Next time your foot comes back, let's hold it there and get it back there as far as you can. Now look over and notice if your knee is kind of collapsing in, which is often the case, and make sure your foot is under your knee, not way out like this. So you want to have your foot under your knee. And now you're going to engage the muscles here in the outside of this hip and pull that knee toward the wall at the back of the room. And then relax it. And pull the knee and relax and breathe. So we're just going to pull it back and release that a few times. Okay. And the next time you pull back, you're going to hold and breathe. So now making sure this knee doesn't come forward, I'm going to ask you to just twist your body a little bit to the right. And it might be it really depends. Breathing in and breathing out. So if it's difficult to breathe, you might be a little too far. You might want to just let that go a little bit. Great, and then let's just bring the body back to center. Relax that leg. We're going to walk that foot around. Scoot your backside to the center of your chair. Take your right leg, cross it over your left. So this is like the comfy position for a lot of people, right? Kind of sitting like this. So knee on knee if you can. Ankle on ankle if that doesn't work for you. So when we had the leg out to the side, we were working the muscles here in the outer part of the hip. Now we're going to work the muscles on the inner part of the thighs. So squeeze your inner thighs together. Squeeze your buttocks a little bit and see how you get a little bit taller in your seat, and then relax all that. So again, squeeze and then relax and breathe, right? So if you're crossed here at the ankle, it's the same thing. You're just bringing the knees together and then relaxing. And bringing the knees together and relaxing. So a couple more, just kind of testing this out. Now, as you squeeze your inner thighs together, if your knees are crossed, you're going to try and bring the outside of your right foot to the outside of your left lower leg. And we're going to hold this next time that we get together. If you're here, again, you're just going to keep bringing the Okay, so breathing in and breathing out, relax your neck and your jaw. So notice if you're creating some tension, trying to hold your knees in this position by using your shoulders. Bring both hands to your thighs. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together as you come forward, like you're trying to bring your navel down onto your thighs, and then come all the way back. Good. And then come forward and back. Beautiful. Just a couple more. Forward and back. Breathe in, breathe out. Great. And then lean back. Okay, relax your legs. Just take a moment and notice. Okay, take your hands to the chair a little bit behind you. Now, so you got to be right up near the front edge of your chair to do this. You're going to lean back a little bit. See if you can lift your legs, both of them, and cross them the other way. Oh. Want to try that again? Let's try that again. Lean back, right? Use your belly. Uncross your legs, go the other way. This is a good party trick, right? Let's try that one more time. Lean back, cross the other way. Excellent. All right, let's do a little bit of work here on this side now. So same thing, squeezing those inner thighs together. You can be crossing here at the ankle too. That's absolutely fine. It's the same thing. We're just squeezing the inner thighs together, squeezing the buttocks a little and sitting up, and then relaxing everything. And squeezing and sitting up a little tall, and then relax. So keep going. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay, next time you squeeze, we're going to hold here. See if you can bring the outside edge of your left foot to the outside of your right lower leg. Right? If you're here at your ankle, you're just squeezing those knees together and you're sitting up nice and tall, both hands on that front thigh, and we're just going to come forward and back. So nice straight back as you come forward. Again, it's like you're trying to bring your belly button down onto your thighs. Relax your neck and your jaw because they don't have to do any work here. They're just along for the ride. And if you want a little more of a workout for your upper body, when you're coming up, push into your hands. Get your shoulders involved there. It's a little strength training. It's good to always work in a little bit of strength training. Strength training actually helps with your metabolism, believe it or not. People think about aerobics all the time, you know, getting your heart rate up, and that's good. That's definitely good. But having more muscles, having bigger muscles, or no, I don't want to say bigger, but more muscle density is actually going to make you burn calories a little bit more efficiently. Isn't that nice? So where are we? We're going to come all the way up. Great. All right, and relax. Let's uncross the legs, bring the feet down to the floor. And now bring your feet a little wider than your hips. And we're just going to let the knees come in toward each other and then out away from each other. And we're just going to go in and out a few times. Breathing in and breathing out. And see if you can roll on the inside of your feet when you bring your knees together and roll on the outside of your feet when you bring your knees apart. Good. Okay. And then kind of back to neutral position. Hands on the chair. We're going to lean back just a little bit and now bring the knees to the left and then to the right. It's a little harder to do in the chair. Definitely, it's a little slippery, so be careful that you don't slide all the way to the front of your chair. Now, if you want to get a little bit more out of this, if this is fine, stay right here. If you want a little bit more, the next time your knees are over to the right, I'm going to ask you to just twist your upper body to the left. Breathe in, breathe out. And then come back to sort of that neutral position. Knees go to the left and upper body to the right. Good. And just back and forth like this. So knees first, upper body second. If this doesn't feel good, if you got something happening in your back or your shoulders or your hips and your body is just saying, I don't think I like that too much, please pay attention to your body. That's the most important thing. Actually, that's the second most important thing. Breathing is the most important thing. So if you stop doing that, you're not going to notice anything. All right. And then we'll come back to center. Nice job, everybody. Feet come together. Sit back into your chair. Yeah. Let your hands rest on your lap. Close your eyes. Now, if you're a little shorter of limb, like I am, this can be a little uncomfortable after a while. So if you'd rather sit up front, on the front of your chair, you can. Just let your eyes close. Let your body relax. So scan your body from head to toe, your face. Notice if you've got those little frowny lines, right? So those little marks between your eyebrows, I call them my 11s, right? They look like 11s. You all know what I mean. And then around the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw. If your upper teeth and lower teeth are touching each other, create a little space in there. Because it's not always clear when our teeth are together if we're exerting any pressure there or not. But as soon as you bring some space between the upper and lower teeth, it's pretty clear that there's no pressure there. And your head is like a water balloon sitting on top of your shoulders. So let those shoulders relax. Let them just kind of melt away. And notice your breath. Notice the way the air is moving in and out. And slow it down. Can you notice the temperature of the breath as you inhale and the temperature as you exhale? Does air move in and out evenly between the right and left nostrils, or is it a little more open on one side or the other? As you're breathing in and out and you're noticing your body, letting go of tension that you might be holding somewhere in your body, also bring your attention, some of your attention, to your mind and all the activity there. Notice your thoughts. Do you have a lot of thoughts kind of running through your mind quickly this morning, or are they moving kind of slowly? Are they clumping together? Thoughts are kind of sticky. One thought will stick to the one ahead of it, and in turn it'll stick to the one behind it. It's just the nature of the way that our brains, our minds work. And we tend to think that we have this thread among our thought processes, and the reality is most of our thoughts are pretty random, unless of course we're obsessing about something. But for the most part, our thoughts are random. We hear a noise and there's a thought process that goes on. We feel a sensation in our bodies, there's another thought process that goes on. We think about something we've done in the past, another thought process. Something in the future, thought process. And all these processes run simultaneously. It's little wonder that we have a hard time focusing. Now, there are some types of meditation that aim to clear the mind, to quiet the mind. I kind of prefer the meditation where you watch the mind. Just notice what it's doing, because the mind is like a child. As soon as you pay attention, the volume gets turned down a little bit. If you've ever tried ignoring a 2-year-old, you know how impossible that is. At some point, you just have to give in and acknowledge that 2-year-old, and then the volume goes down. So anytime you feel your thoughts, you feel the volume of your thoughts kind of increasing, take a couple of minutes, close your eyes, and just say, okay, thoughts, what are you? Come on out. Let me see you, let me acknowledge you. Breathing in and breathing out. And the body responds. Rib cage expands and contracts, belly expands and contracts. And all the while, the thoughts are moving. Let your breath get a little deeper. As you breathe in, pull that air deep into your lungs. Let your belly expand. As you breathe out, pull your belly in a little bit. Breathing in and breathing out. And with your breath deep, take your hands up to your heart, so you might press your right hand to your chest and then cover your right hand with your left. And as you continue this deep breathing, feel the space underneath your hands. As you continue this deep breathing, feel the space underneath your hands rising and falling. Take a deep breath in, let it out with a sigh. And then if it feels okay, maybe take a moment in gratitude to yourself for your wisdom, your light, your compassion, and eternal beauty, for showing up today, for doing the hard work. And then if you'd like, you can open your eyes. Just kind of acknowledge these amazing people in the room. And at home, if you've got somebody there, just give them a little nod. Yeah, great. Excellent. You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day, you guys. We'll see you all next week, 9:30. Are we liking this new time, by the way? Yes? All right. Good.